Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger and my friends. Here we are with the final trailer before the launch of Mortal Kombat 1, and we get some really fun gameplay tidbits of characters that we haven't seen too much of yet. Reiko, Mileena, and hey, not the least of which, Shang Tsung. And a bunch of other fun little tidbits as well. So yeah, the game's only days away at this point. We're almost there, and this trailer is a bit of a doozy, so let's bring to you the highlights here and break it all down. And starting with Mileena. Because what we're seeing here is some pretty banana stuff. I'm just going to call it out for what it is. This stuff's nuts. So here we have the classic, right? Someone throws a projectile and you as Mileena can do the teleport and bop them in the head. If we want to roll back time myself, Mileena's kind of the character that taught me how to play fighting games for real. Before Mortal Kombat 2, I would just play Street Fighter 2 and I pick Honda and mash hands. And then when I learned stuff like, oh, I can teleport to get around a fireball, that's when my brain started expanding for fighting games all those years ago. So just seeing that in a trailer just warms my heart, you know? And for Mileena herself, it looks like she's learned some new tricks. So we have a string starter here, and then we see what is EX teleport, apparently, with the EX flash, except it's going upwards, not coming down from the sky like it has for so many decades. She's actually launching the enemy up with the teleport kick, which is very different to say the least. And this upwards teleport kick leaves them in a juggle okay state. We got some air combos. And then Mileena's doing a bit of a like Sonic the Hedgehog impression almost here. Spinning in place and just throwing out tons of size, further rejuggling the enemy up in the air. At which point we land, do the regular Mileena ball, re-pops the enemy, constantly rejuggles, strike into what appears to be enhanced ball, and then, well, Mileena just absolutely goes to town. This is like MKX Mileena, very vicious, very brutal on her attacks and her strikes. So at minimum here, certainly a very visually impressive combo. All sorts of pop-ups, re-pop-ups, and then more re-pop-ups, right? Gives us a good idea of the aerial style of the combos as well in the game, as that's a fairly substantial air juggle, and just looks plain cool. We've long since learned combos are going to be more inventive and visually distinct in MK1 than they were in MK11, but this gives us a very good taste, I would think. Next up in the trailer, we see the Shujinko cameo. Now, we already knew Shujinko cameo could steal moves, but it's certainly something else to see him just rip the Scorpion Spear right from Scorpion and hit him with it, right? We've seen him steal moves in other trailers from Shao Kahn and Sindel as well, but this one just hits a little bit differently. Also can force some semi-mirror match aspects on the character, because if I can do your signature move against you in a match, it almost is like a mirror match, right? So regardless, our buddy Shujinko definitely has us covered. Now, keeping on with the trailer, cool combo from Lee Mei, we see Reiko. So Reiko finally getting some time to shine. Now, in our first gameplay sequence we see here, Reiko looks to be pretty no-nonsense, very straightforward. To that point, it seems to have a little bit of a ground and pound. So first off here, quick string starter, has a big old kick which launches, which is cool. I guess he's got some particle effects on his kicks. We have Darius help extend the combo, and he does a big power slide, probably a special. And right before they touch the ground, he picks him up off the ground. So this is probably some sort of hit grab. And then, as mentioned, we got the ground and pound. I gotta assume one of his brutalities is tied to this move, because that's just too easy. And then from here, it's Fatal Blow time. So Reiko. First, we have Darius, actually, because cameos always go first. We have seen Darius before, but Reiko. So Reiko busts out a spear. Hopefully he can use that in his moveset. And yeah, he uses the business end of the spear pretty well. Let's put it that way. And now coming around to Natara. So we have seen Natara gameplay before from her own dedicated trailer, but not quite something this advanced. This is actually cool as hell. So here we have a string starter, and then we call in the Serena cameo, and this is the one where she tosses a lot of her sickles / boomerang effect here, and looks like we get to recombo after the fact. That's very, very handy. And the string that we follow up with here. So this attack actually leaves Natara airborne, and she can air dash cancel from this and keep more aerial offense going than landing on the ground and recomboing. And this is the part I think is really cool. So launches does the EX hit grab, the bite that we've seen in her trailer originally, but the EX version apparently lets you juggle the enemy up, let you land, and then you can re-juggle them again. And then after this air string, she goes for another hit grab and another bite. I just think that's really, really cool. I find that really fun. And then from here, the trailer cuts to the Jean-Claude Van Damme skin, which we have talked about in the past. But so far, the trailer's showing, okay, here's some characters that we haven't seen too much of, Natara and Melina, and showing off some really cool combo showcases. Combo stuff is going to be really fun and inventive again, like I think MK9 and MKX. We've already seen as much from the betas, but now we know for some other characters as well that weren't in the betas. Now, invasions! So if you've seen the video on the channel already, we have covered Invasions. I was lucky to go to NetherRealm Studios headquarters and play Invasions hands-on myself. It's a really fun mode. Imagine the Mortal Kombat 9 Challenge Tower if the Challenge Tower was in fact like multiple open worlds that you could explore and go around a map. And of course unlock all sorts of goodies like colors and skins. If you haven't seen already, I will link that video for you in the video description so you can check it out. And through this part of the trailer, we're just talking about the story. Without context, it's hard to know some of the bits. Obviously, some family drama with Melina, Katana, and Sindel and co. Melina not full Tarkatan for at least some of the story, at least. Someone like Reptile, we know he has his shape-shifting powers, and we get a little bit of a combo exhibition. So he has a meterless launcher, which at this point, I guess I should stop being impressed by, because lots of characters do, but after so many years of MK11, it still just always sticks out to me. That we're going back to a lot of combo freedom without having necessarily burn all our meter on it. And hey, at this point in the trailer, we're focusing on Nasty Man Shang Tsung because we're finally getting our first gameplay look at the character. And we can see Shang's a bit in slice and dice mode. So string starter, meterless launcher again. We keep coming back to it, but that's good stuff here. And he's stabbing with like these syringes on his arms. Much more like a doctor slash scientist vibe from Shang Tsung this time around. But don't worry, it's not all science. We got some magic here. Yes, you are looking at the classic Shang Tsung triple fireball. Now, it's not doing much because Liu has the Sub-Zero cameo anti-fireball buff up, but still, he's doing the triple fireball, and notice he's not glowing. He can just do this as a regular move. This isn't that awful variation version of it that was in Mortal Kombat 11. You can just throw the triple fireball at will now, and that's going to be sick. So zoning, he's definitely got that. So what he also has is transformations as he transforms into himself. You can see here, this is young Shang Tsung, and he turns into old Shang Tsung, and he stays old Shang Tsung. And now while doing all these claw attacks here, he shoots a ground fireball. So it could very well be the case that Shang Tsung is a stance character, in that he has young form and old form, and perhaps the fireballs are different depending on the form. Young form shoots more traditional fireballs, old form shoots the ground fireballs, and apparently in this case, shooting them from the air into the ground and popping out. It's safe to say, whatever it may be, that Shang Tsung has the fireball game on lockdown. And we have young Shang, we have old Shang, but we also have Liu Kang Shang, right? So naturally, of course, Shang Tsung can also turn into the opponent. And paired up with the most evil character of all time, Stryker, I'm assuming Shang Tsung's reign of terror will be very strong in Mortal Kombat 1. Perhaps like Rain, he could be a premier zoner. So not lots on Shang Tsung, but it's better than the absolute nothing that we've had so far. And that is your launch trailer. Mortal Kombat 1's only a couple days away now, and I think this is a good trailer, finally giving us some of the things that we've been missing, like gameplay on certain characters, right? So glad to have that at least. Now we just gotta wait out the clock, and that's all there is to it. Then we have Mortal Kombat 1, and then we have our next NRS game that we're going to be playing for the next few years. Wait's finally almost over. Really all I can say, looking forward to it. And of course, naturally, friends, not to shield the channel too much, I don't normally do it, but this place, Mortal Kombat 1, is going to find a really fun home here, and expect lots of good Mortal Kombat 1 combos, tutorials, videos, guides, all that kind of stuff for you to help you guys out on your Mortal Kombat journey. So keep checking out the channel in the next few weeks and months. I'll have a lot of good stuff for you. And other than that, well, I guess we're at the end of the video. Looking forward to seeing how Mortal Kombat 1 will finally play when it's in our hands. And until then, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Mortal Kombat.